Shaman's throwing the curveball here, playing that Survival Hunter sub-rogue with the Resto Shaman.
Now, this is very interesting to me because we actually saw the move blind pick this last time, but it was an assassination rogue instead of the subtlety rogue. So now they have the subtlety rogue, the move, trying to bust something out here in game number 1. We can look at the poll results. 71% of you are going with the move in this series, only 29% for the Super Frogs. I'll have to see if you guys are right.
I think they may target down Chun-Li. I think Chanimals is a little bit too slippery. We have to wait and see. This is a composition we don't get to see very much in the tournament, but Jellybean and Peekaboo have been playing together for years. Open a cheap shot on Chun-Li, kidney shot on Cubsy. Actually going to race down the healer. Cubsy in a great position to just gate to safety if he absolutely needs to. He's going to use Astral Shift, Earthen Shield Totem, a double cooldown committed, but Peekaboo now overextended, taking quite a bit of pressure. Absurge caught into a paralysis. Peekaboo seems to be restabilizing though now as Cubsy makes a getaway.
Yeah, Cubsy gates away. Peekaboo and Jellybean's a little bit stuck here. Chun-Li doing a good job with the paralysis. There's a full kidney shot. Smoke bomb on Chun-Li. Can they punish? He's got no trinket, but the pre-fortifying brew every time from Chun-Li will ultimately keep him alive.
I think he's at a 100% preemptive fortified brew before his stun this entire tournament. Now Peekaboo under fire, but pre-evasioning to avoid a leg sweep. Peekaboo needs to be careful. He gives Chun-Li his back. He will get stun locked and not dodge attacks. Opting to vanish, maybe sap out of the trap. Goes for a blind instead. Chanimal now on the run, portaling and gating across. Chun-Li backing him up with a double Fists of Fury as Cubsy trying to be greedy and sit through this blind. He's going to get away with it. Now let's look at the cooldowns. Absurge caught into a fear. Jellybean's rotting down, but Chun-Li not connecting to his target. We see a full kidney shot. Chanimal now is the priority target for Peekaboo.
Yeah, kidney shot into a full trap. Chanimal still in a lot of trouble. Unending Resolve is up, but he's getting lower. Do they have the damage? That's a Hellstone to keep him alive. Jellybeans in the meantime and Peekaboo both rotting down. Incapacitate over onto Absurge. Chun-Li looking to reverse the pressure. Peekaboo still taking a little bit of damage right now. Trying to reconnect to his target. Caught into the Fist of Fury stun behind the pillar. Kidney shot from Peekaboo on Chun-Li to try to keep himself alive.
I mean, Peekaboo is dangerously low. Absurge actually gets Spearhand Strike. Nice off kick there from Chun-Li, putting Absurge very far behind, trying to recover. Healing Tide Descendants, a cooldown overlap. Those 3-minute timers are really effective against Affliction Warlock damage. Using them at the same time was an emergency situation. Now he won't have that recovery for quite some time. Spirit Link Totem is basically the last line of defense. Dispelling off those dots, we see a stun on Cubsy. Jellybean's looking to potentially snipe a trap out of that as they swap to Chun-Li with no trinket, looking for the punish. Another stun to instantly take him out of the game. Cubsy trinketing, but one
earlier on when these two teams met head-to-head in a previous series in this tournament. So maybe, Super Frogs could have saw this coming just a little bit. Yeah, another nice swap here onto
extra win condition there on the side of Super Frog, the move.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, gates are about to open. Game 2 of a best of 7 between these two teams. The move struck first blood with this interesting composition. Stug Cleave with the Resto Shaman. Peekaboo's going to be moving in once again. Kidney shot onto Cubsy, really setting up Jellybeans for an easy trap.
Yeah, everyone in crowd control early on. Chanimal may be playing an Imp. I believe Cubsy was dispelled out of that trap. Now we see a setup from the Super Frogs as they look to reverse the pressure of fear out of the paralysis. Great crowd control chain from the Super Frogs. Peekaboo trades out evasion to survive this initial assault. Earthen Shield Totem committed by both sides. We see a blind. Let's see if Cubsy decides to be greedy here. It seems like he's trying to get away with it, but they drop Smoke Bomb right at the end of it to punish. Unending Resolve immediately needs to be traded out. Will that even be enough? They're crushing through it with Lava Burst damage support from Absturge. Cubsy in a hard position. Now even Hellstone had to be used as well, and Chanimal is still just going down. Peekaboo in the meantime, though, getting punished for this overextension. Fist of Fury on 20%. Both Chanimal and Peekaboo in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Peekaboo still low. Only really has the Cloak of Shadows to fall back on, just spamming out the feint. There's a full Seduce on Absurge. Can they find the interrupt? They do. Absurge's not going to be in that crowd control any longer. With the Ascendant, manages to get some nice heals onto his team, but Chanimal's still the one that is in danger, and it really is up to Chanimals and Chun-Li to make sure they're not kiting Cubsy. He gets stuck in those tracking nets from Jellybeans, and that's as effective as a trap if everyone's out of line of sight.
Triple leg sweep from Chun-Li, triple cap totem from Cubsy. Cloak of Shadow trades out for Peekaboo, double Fist of Fury. Absurge has cooldowns to trade out and recover. He just needs to avoid the deadly interrupt of Chanimal. Paralysis on Absurge, connecting some healing waves into Jellybeans. I like that they've repositioned away from Chun-Li, not stacking up. It would be a critical mistake to stack up against the Windwalker Monk. In the meantime, Peekaboo setting up for a kill. Chanimal reads it, pre-gates ways, but Peekaboo was able to keep up. Jellybeans grappling hooked over. There's no defensive for Chanimal. Cubsy again, maybe being too greedy at the same time. Peekaboo is overextended. He vanishes on 10%. Chanimal is still at 10%. Cubsy locked into the Hex, connects a heal. That Riptide crit big. Let's see if Chanimal can keep this up. This is the first time that we've really seen Chanimal pressured this hard.
Yeah, he's doing a good job kiting, but is it enough? Getting lower and lower with the fear over onto Abster to keep himself alive. Kidney shot now onto Cubsy. Chanimal still not topped off. Now into a cheap shot. Chun-Li needs to help him out. Jellybean gets there. There's the double stun coming in from Chun-Li. And now punishing Peekaboo. Doesn't have the evasion, doesn't have the Cloak of Shadows, but Abster manages to keep him alive, and Peekaboo can remain aggressive.
All right, paralysis on Abster. Jellybeans. Peekaboo still on 50% health. Now a full fear out of the paralysis. Good teamwork between Chun-Li and Chanimal. See Chanimal getting silenced by Jellybeans, but instantly dispelled by Chun-Li. And kidney shot on Chun-Li. Peekaboo's just trying to stall this out, trying to get a read on who they should go after. With 3 trinkets available, it's not exactly clear. Right now, the move need to be careful and play defensive as they have no trinkets on their side. They're still rotting down. Another paralysis. Fist of Fear on Jellybeans. Will he survive in time to trade out Aspect of the Turtle? He will, activating that shield and staying alive, but they still need to heal back the damage. 50 seconds on Healing Tide and Ascendance, those recovery mechanics. Abster's, though, doing a good job even without it.
Yeah, Peekaboo looking to strike. There's a full blind on Cudzy, opting to sit it for now. Kidney shot on Chun-Li. Someone's going to be having to use cooldowns here. There's a full trap on Cubsy. Chun-Li trinkets out, gets a touch of karma before the cheap shot comes in. That is Chun-Li's trinket and touch of karma, so he's going to be a pressure point if Smoke Bomb does come off cooldown. Yeah,
and that's 16 seconds away, and I think that's what they're going to do. Chun-Li's trying to overextend for a kill before that window opens up. He's got 10 more seconds. If Peekaboo lands a full stun on Chun-Li far away from Cubsy, he's going to instantly disappear. Chun-Li's trying to kite it as long as possible. 3 more seconds. I think Chun-Li knows that it's about to happen. Is there going to be anything he can do? He's going to reverse the pressure on Peekaboo. Very surprising to not just see an instant trinket here, but Smoke Bomb is now available. Jellybeans and Peekaboo are on top of Chun-Li. Cubsy's very far away. I'm very surprised that they're not just kidney shot killing Chun-Li right here and now. They're waiting for it, and Chun-Li is just kiting it out with kidney shot on Cubsy. Cheap shot gets dropped, but this is not a good Smoke Bomb position. Instead, they're going to look for a trap, but Fear on Jellybeans stalls out the trap. Now Cubsy can dodge it. Jellybeans can maybe use a root, trying to land a trap out of that, but it doesn't seem like he's going for it just yet. Cubsy looking for heals. Paralysis. Chanimal moving over for potential fear, but not able to get in range. Instead, staying in the safety of that Earthen Shield Totem. Cubsy trying to sneak into Hex, not able to find that Wind Shear, denies it. There's the paralysis, or the Succubus play, as Jellybeans caught into a Fist of Fear, falling more and more behind it. The longer Peekaboo takes to go for this Smoke Bomb play, I feel like the worse it's going to get for them.
That cheap shot on Chanimal's a little damage there. I feel like Chun-Li so far has been doing a really good job diffusing that. They know their loose condition. There's the full trap on Cubsy. Double stun coming in from Chun-Li, just trying to slow down Jellybeans and Peekaboo the best he can. Nice gateway coming in from Chanimal's, making it really difficult for Jellybeans to connect. Finally gets there. Big burst coming in from Jellybeans, though. Chanimal's down around 40% HP, still has the unending resolve, really relying on Chun-Li's peels, and he just dies without using the unending resolve. Super greedy play coming in from Super Frogs there. That was unexpected damage from the move, but playing together for so long. But look at this burst damage coming in from Jellybeans.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this aspect of the turtle, explosive trap. Just one-shotting
nice
Chanimal.
Sound effects.
You gotta,
10 out of 10.
You gotta try, and that Smoke Bomb as well. Stun on the trinket. I mean, this is
because portaling doesn't always guarantee that you're going to get out of line of sight, and that seems to be a bit of where Super Frogs are fumbling, is their portal positioning and their getaways. Dalaran obviously restricted them, but here on Runes of Lordaeron, they need to nail their portal timings.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of crowd control the move is going to be working with. Peekaboo moves in, cheap shot on Chun-Li, marked for death, kidney shot over onto Cubsy, as it looks like Jellybeans moves into the fourth. Easy full trap. Actually, Chun-Li getting trapped up there.
That was
Chanimal seems to be the target. That was a very interesting
That was
decision.
a miscommunication, 100% miscommunication there by the move. Now they're stacked up for a double stun in the room. They've been baited into the clutches of the Super Frogs. Absurge repositions, but now he's dogpiled on top of Chun-Li as he swaps over. Potential triple threat pressure if Chanimal can get the dots rolling in time. Cubsy's going to make a getaway, gaining across the map. Peekaboo getting in-capped away to prevent any sort of reconnect. Instead, Peekaboo going to be kidney shotting Chanimal, cheap shotting Chun-Li, going on a bit of a solo mission. Jellybean sitting on top of Cubsy, maybe just trying to split pressure, bait in Earthshield, and then trap him. Now Peekaboo stepping over. They're actually going to go after Cubsy a bit. I believe that was the Hellstone right before getting stunned. Double Fist of Fury does delay the damage for a couple seconds. Cubsy jumps away. Peekaboo shadow steps in. Jellybeans gets feared out of line of sight. Cubsy, though, getting rooted. Jellybeans disengaging to get Harpoon line of sight to land the muzzle. Great kick there from Jellybeans, putting Cubsy behind, trapping him now low on the heal cast. MVP play here from Jellybeans.
Yeah, Cubsy's going to be in a lot of trouble. Peekaboo can get the re-stealth here. They might be able to put a full stun on him, put him into a full blind. If Cubsy trinkets he's dead. So he has to actually sit this entire blind. Can Peekaboo find some pressure here? There's the full kidney shot. Cubsy has the trinket available, is forced out with the Earthen Shield Totem. That was a nice move by the move, but Cubsy ultimately will survive.
Yeah, and I mean, the little bit of a botched opener is going to put them behind, because that was such a sick setup, but if their opener was more clean, they might have not had a trinket there for Cubsy to survive. So let's see if the move can keep up the momentum now that they seem to be a lot more grounded. They've got Earthshield on Cubsy. I'd love to see a swap to a different target. Chanimal has no trinket, but pre-succubuses before Peekaboo can get back to target. That delays it. He now portals, but he portals in line of sight of Shadow Step, which means Peekaboo can now drop a smoke bomb. Jellybean's making his way over with those throwing axes. Tons of damage. Channel's desperately trying to get out of the smoke bomb. Cubsy pops the Ascendance. They need to be greedy and hold on to the Unending Resolve. If they trade that out, Chanimal will be too exposed of a target. Now they're pressuring Cubsy, and the move have all the momentum.
Yeah, kidney shot on Cubsy once again. Didn't get the Astral Shift off, unfortunately. Not enough damage can be found there by the move. Good peels coming in from Chun-Li once again, babysitting Cubsy. Muzzle going to be used over on the Cubsy. As he leaps away, actually gets rooted on it. Nicely done by Jellybeans. Absher just making sure to dispel all the UAs the Chanimals is able to put out, but that can unfortunately put you far behind sometimes. Not going to be the case in this situation. Cubsy still getting lower. Astral Shift eventually is forced out, despite Chun-Li doing an excellent job healing.
I love these low health traps from Jellybeans. It puts Cubsy in an awkward position where they can reset stun DR and then get a clean opener. Everyone in crowd control. Jellybeans trying to make his way back over. Cubsy in a lot of trouble. Will he survive the Sunlock to get the Spiritling Totem? He's going to try and gate, but Jellybeans reconnects instantly. He's under pressure. No one's next to him. Chanimal gates on top. If he gets interrupted, he surely will go down, but great crowd control will buy him a little bit more time. Peekaboo sneaks in a kick. Jellybeans still right on top of him. Double Fists of Fury. Cubsy's not going to risk it.
Oh, Peekaboo!
Now Peekaboo getting counter pressured. Dangerously low kidney shots Chun-Li to stay alive. Absurge very surprisingly not using his Spiritling Totem. It could be a mistake here if he's put into any crowd control. Will he be able to recover in time? It looks like the move are starting to stabilize. Cubsy now caught into the full trap. Absurge getting swapped to by Chun-Li as he looks for a solo kill, catching him into the silence. Spiritling Totem will be traded out and Absurge stays alive.
Yeah, stays alive, but for how long? Now Chanimals is the one that's in trouble. No Unending Resolve available. Cubsy, though, has his trinket, but no Spirit Link. There's the full blind. He trinkets out into the kidney. Now Chanimals all alone. Hellstones to top himself off. Will be okay, but there's a Hex on the Cubsy. Chanimal still not out of the woods yet.
Yes, Chanimal is still under immense fire right now from the move. In the meantime, though, Chun-Li has Force. Jellybean's defensive. He's in the aspect of the turtle. Absurge is trying to recover. Cubsy has the mana advantage. They just need to buy more time. Stall for a little bit longer. Cubsy in a position far away from Peekaboo so they can see the Shadow Step kidney shot coming. Peekaboo, he's sneaking over. Will he find it? They trap up Chanimal. They look for the swap. Cubsy with no trinkets. Chanimal gets out of it. Will Cubsy survive? Nice triple or double infernal. Double leg sweep. Good getaway. Peekaboo now overextended. Evasion available, but will it be enough? He's on 30%. Jellybean's on 30%. Absurge has no Ascendance for 17 seconds. He's in between a rock and a hard place, but they duck behind the pillar, avoiding the spell lock, connecting one healing wave just to stay afloat. They need to buy 8 more seconds for that Ascendance. Now Cubsy with no trinket. Chanimal with no trinket. Chun-Li with no trinket. Anyone on the Super Frogs can die at any moment.
Yeah, Smoke Bomb up in 22 seconds as well. There's the trap onto Cubsy. Who are they going to go on? Peekaboo actually in the Fist of Fury, still getting low. Cloak of Shadow is going to be traded out. Absurge really struggling to top him up. Ascendant's going to be used, finally stabilizing the move, but the move has so many options coming up. Smoke Bomb, 5 seconds. Anyone could be dead from Super Frogs.
Yeah, and Cubsy has a hard decision. Who's he going to put Earthshield on? I feel like he needs to put it on the Warlock or maybe the Windwalker. Chun-Li has to be careful. Absurge should try to drink, but they've got the Fell Hunter positioned. Jellybeans and Peekaboo are moving in. Who is going to fall? The next trap could close the game. He ports the Smoke Bomb. Chanimal ports the Smoke Bomb, but gets rooted on his port by Absurge, allowing Peekaboo to reconnect. Jellybeans is split DPSing to make it even more difficult for Cubsy to know who to put Earthshield on. They trap up Cubsy. They make the swap to Chun-Li with no Earthshield. Chanimal in emergency mode. What is he going to do to support Chun-Li? He's not able to do anything, and Chun-Li hangs on by a thread, but it's not enough, and the move now puts Super Frogs on match point.
The move is playing this so...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on match point as the move look to secure victory in the 3rd and final Summer Cup of the North American region. Both of these teams will be competing in Poland for the Summer Grand Finals against Europe, but here and now we are battling for points, prize, and money. Let's see if they can do it. The gates have opened. The move look unstoppable on this composition, reuniting Jellybeans and Peekaboo together to annihilate the Frogs.
Yeah, Peekaboo moves in. Cheap shot on Chun-Li. Kidney shot on Cubsy. Jellybeans there for some big opening burst. Chanimal's doing everything he can to fear up the enemy team. Crowd control them just a little bit, but Cubsy on top of the gateway, already used the Astral Shift as well as the Earthen Shield Totem. Now Chun-Li looking to strike back with a full Hex on Absurge, double stun on Peekaboo and Jellybeans. Cubsy gets away.
Jellybeans, he instantly harpoons back onto target. Peekaboo making his way slowly over there, trying to slow down the assault of Channel. Absurge jumping on top of Cubsy. The move have so much space in this series that they can afford to go all out in the next 2 games, the next 3 games, and going all out is a difficult thing to heal through, especially with Earthshield, such a viable swap target. We see the blind on Cubsy during Earthshield. A swap to Chun-Li. He pre-walled it. A 100% pre-wall rate on Chun-Li. That could have easily been a trinket there. He manages to hold onto it from a smart read.
Yep, still a little bit low though. Cubsy's gonna have to play catch up in this situation, but Peekaboo and Jellybeans already on top of him. Now Cubsy has to worry about himself. That's what's so dangerous about this composition. They can hit one target, then hit another, and really keep the enemy team guessing. There's a full kidney shot on Cubsy, cheap shot on Chun-Li. Who are they bursting down? Full trap on Cubsy. Chun-Li all alone. He has the trinket. He has the karma, but luckily saves his trinket.
Yeah, but they overlapped Cubsy's trinket and Touch of Karma, which is still a massive overlap. Now Cubsy has to be afraid of dying in a swap, or even still Chun-Li. Chun-Li can get stunned on his trinket. He doesn't have a cooldown to answer with it. That was a terrible mistake from the Super Frogs, and it looks like they might be choking a little bit here on match point. At any moment, Cubsy could fall. They catch him into the stun lock with no Earth Shield. He drops the smoke bomb. They're going all in. Channel positions on top, but he walks into a cheap shot. He manages to survive the stun lock. They could trade out. Spirit Link Totem. He needs to trade it out. He's being greedy. This is unbelievable if he manages to get away without using Spirit Link Totem. He's desperately trying to fake cast all of the kicks, jumping away from Peekaboo, but he gets Shadow Step kicked instantly. Peekaboo waiting on that trigger. Cubsy in so much trouble, finally connecting the Spirit Link Totem to stay alive, but they're so far behind.
Yeah, Cubsy manages to stabilize. Leg sweep now onto Jellybeans. A little bit of burst pressure on him with a full fear onto Absurge, but Absurge has the Ascendance up. Should be able to keep his team alive. Now a stun over onto Chun-Li. Can they force out his trinket? He gates away to safety as well, but you can see Jellybeans and Peekaboo in hot pursuit. They want to get Chun-Li's trinket. They want to get more offensive cooldowns, defensive cooldowns. Now a kidney shot on Cubsy as they make a swap to him. The move all over the place.
The move are just hacking, slashing Super Frogs into the ground. Both Chun-Li and Cubsy are in so much trouble. Double Fists of Fury. Cubsy drops the Earthen Shield Totem, goes for some healing surges. Chanimal trying to set up potentially for some fears. They need to get some sort of semblance of counter pressure. There's just no damage going in their favor. There's the Cap Totem onto Absurge, but Cubsy's caught into the trap. Chun-Li trinkets, but it might have been a second too late. Portal's out of line of sight, but Portal's right to Absurge. Eats a lava burst to the face. Jellybeans is tearing in. Chun-Li trades out Touch of Karma to hang on for a few moments longer. Jellybeans, Peekaboo rotting down, but in a good position with Absurge behind the pillar to cast freely, avoiding interrupts. Peekaboo not getting caught out in center field. Chun-Li trying to get something going for his team.
Yeah, Peekaboo a little bit low right now. Absurge should be able to stabilize him. That's a kidney shot on Cubsy. Cheap shot on Chun-Li. Chun-Li all alone. Channels has to keep him alive. Trades out the unending resolve. Does not want to get wind sheared on these incoming fears. Chun-Li manages to survive. Peekaboo still a little bit low. He has the Shadow Blades up right now. Wants to get aggressive. There's the double leg sweep though. Can they close out this game? Absurge just spamming out heals though. Double Fist of Fury stun comes in. Fear on Absurge once again. The move might have to play a little bit defensive in this situation.
All right, Cubsy's sitting through the blind. He doesn't want to leave an opportunity later, but Peekaboo saps him out of it. Chun-Li needs to stay out of line of sight of Peekaboo, but Peekaboo is a very sneaky rogue going into stealth. Chun-Li paralyses him, buying him a second for Cubsy to get back to his side and reapply the Earth Shield. Earth Shield needs to be on Chun-Li. He has no trinket and defensive cooldowns, but they could swap to Cubsy, and I think that's what is likely to happen here shortly from the move. A switch onto Cubsy. Absurge is running out of mana. If the Super Frog can hang on a little bit longer throughout this onslaught, we see Chun-Li moving over to try and punish Jellybeans on this overextension. Absurge moving up, but he potentially walks into a Hex. Cubsy's trying to fake cast it. Jellybeans is getting punished. Tons of damage, but now recovering with that exhilaration heal traded out. Peekaboo getting feared away on the stun lock during Chun-Li. Great peels here from Chanimal. Super Frog stay alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, Chanimals is on fire, but keep in mind he did trade out that unending resolve. Maybe a target for the move a little bit later on. Chun-Li has his Touch of Karma available, so he should be fine. No trinket though. They could 100-0 him. Peekaboo has a smoke bomb coming up in around 14 seconds. Nice cap stun coming in from Cubsy onto Absurge. Do they have the follow-up CC? Peekaboo getting low. Fist of Fury on him. Big burst. He trinkets out. Still has the evasion, almost a Cloak of Shadows, but the Vanish will be enough to keep him alive for now. But now Jellybeans is left all alone. Big pressure on him. Absurge trying to keep him alive. Full kidney shot into trap on Cubsy. Who are they going to go on? Chanimals is the target of choice. Can they get Cubsy trinket? Nice peels from Chun-Li, but Chanimals level's getting lower and lower.
Hellstone traded out, he gates, but that's so much damage. He's at half health. Cubsy needs to catch up to him. Peekaboo in hot pursuit. Chun-Li gates over. Cubsy got left behind though. I'm not sure if maybe he's trying to drink or what's going on. Now he's trying to gate to reconnect back to Chanimal, but he's just so far behind. Spearlink told him it has to be. He's not even going to trade it out. He's trying to hold on to whatever he can. Peekaboo caught in a stun with no trinket. Absurge caught into a full fear. They could potentially reverse this around. Peekaboo Cloak of Shadows avoiding Chanimal's damage, but he can't avoid Chun-Li's. Peekaboo needs to kill him by himself. Absurge jumps in line of sight but gets paralysis away. Peekaboo is going to vanish. Chanimal now caught in a stun. Cubsy caught into a sap. Chanimal all alone. Will it be enough to stay alive? Lava Burst even flying in. Cheeky place for Absurge. Chanimal's just taking so much damage. Cubsy moves in. He's got Spearlink. He has to trinket the blinds, and he likely needs to Spearlink. Peekaboo though at the same time. Absurge has to link. Cubsy has to link as it's a race to the finish, and we've just started, Dampany.
There's so much back and forth pressure. Cubsy looking for a healing surge once again, trying to stabilize his team. There's the kidney shot. Chanimal's all alone. No defensive cooldown into the cheap shot. Full trap on Cubsy. How are you going to live this one, Chanimal's? Double Fist of Fury stun coming in from Chun-Li to keep him alive. Chanimal's has to kite. He gets kicked by Peekaboo right on top of him. Can they take him down? Fear spam coming in from Chanimal's. Absurge moves into position to close out this game as well. Wind shear on Chanimal's. Incapacity. Peekaboo. Everything from the move to keep Chanimal's down. There's a cheap shot onto Cubsy. Chanimal's still just barely hanging on by a thread.
He used unending resolve, I think, way too late. He had an opportunity to use it. Now he might just die right through it. He's on 2%. His tournament life is on the line. Cubsy's caught into a hex. There's no defensive cooldowns available. Drain Soul just desperately to try and stay afloat. Will Chanimal be able to pull off the miracle? Portaling is his gateway cooldown off. He gates on 10%. Is he actually going to make it out alive from this situation if he manages to do it? But Chun-Li gets swapped too. He pre-walled, but it's not enough. As the move catch him out of position, the move will advance in dominating fashion 4-0 over the Super Frogs.
That was so well fought by the Super Frogs, but the moves
that were coming in, and I mean, look at Chanimal's here. He should be a dead man walking, or he is a dead man walking, but somehow he's alive with that reflect fear that he just did right there to prevent himself from getting wind sheared. I mean, the port just to get a few more yards, drops a fear onto Jelly Beans, and then gates out of there, gets topped off, and then look at Chun-Li pre-fortifying brew, gets stunned up on about 50%, and he's gonna get taken down in that cheap shot. But
take down Dallas 3-0, Super Frogs 3-0, take down Method Orange 3-2, and then in the grand finals for the rematch with the Super Frogs, basically beating them another 4 times, 7-0 against the Super Frogs in this tournament, and they are looking so dominant moving into the spring finals. American region, you have them move at 480 points. They won 2 of the 3 cups. Super Frogs at 340, and you have Method Orange with 220 and Super Rejects at 200. And you can see the teams from there. All those points will be counted towards their goal of making it to BlizzCon a little bit later on this year, but those are your top 4 teams